get here?
All right, yes. Welcome to How Did I Get Here, where we live our best lives on the internet and come out on the other side knowing more, but not feeling all that much smarter. We are your hosts,
Jae
and AleXa. Yeah.
And for those of you who have not been here before, I think we need to remind you to subscribe to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And also, please, it's super, super important that you leave a review. Check out youtube.com/DAY6 for full episodes. Now, how's the last 5 minutes been?
The last 5 minutes have been pretty productive.
What have we been talking about?
I don't know, but when you sit up straight, you're taller than me, and I don't like it. So
no, because like I was asking everybody in the room, like, do I look like I'm being disrespectful by sitting like this? Because AleXa over here is sitting like straight up posture.
I don't.
But then like I don't know. I just feel like maybe I gotta sit that way.
No.
But then my back doesn't allow me to be in the same frame as you if I straighten up. So that might be an issue as well. So this is no disrespect to anybody in the room. I'm just sitting like this because of the fact that I am catering to AleXa's needs. Okay, now moving on to the topic of the day. The question is, how do I survive a zombie apocalypse?
Yes, I love everything surrounding apocalyptic things, specifically the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff.
Yes. Oh, I saw your teaser.
Which one?
The pyramid?
Ah!
Jumanji?
No.
Not Jumanji?
And it's not Comeback either. It's just a
What is
project.
it? Oh, it's a project?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the zombie apocalypse.
Yes. Did you watch The Walking Dead ever?
I did.
Okay, how far?
I watched up to where I forgot his name. He dies by the metal bat.
Wait. Hold up. Did you get to the arc with the governor?
Yeah.
Okay, so Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn
The only
dies.
Korean character, yes.
Yes. No, I passed that too, but I couldn't get into it after that.
Really?
Yeah, it was just weird for me.
Okay, I kind of felt that though, because Glenn was the one character I was attached to, him and Carol. So I mean, after
Everyone
Glenn
dies
died,
in that show.
I mean, it is the zombie apocalypse, my man.
And true. And then you know what's crazy? Like I thought the show was super humane because as the seasons progressed, the zombies became less of a threat. Like they just stopped caring. And that felt so humane to me because I feel like if that really happened, that's exactly how humans would react to it. Things, no matter how dangerous they seem, we start adjusting to.
You're right. I mean, the human species is a very adapting kind of species. We adapt, I guess, especially when it's like the fight or flight kind of situation, like life or death. But I never thought about it that way. You're right.
Yeah. And the zombies were so much more aggressive in season 1.
Yeah.
They came in hordes. Why are they only in like 1s or 2s now?
Well, that is question that is good.
Weapon of choice.
Me? A sword. Yeah, because the thing is with guns, you gotta reload. Chainsaws, you need fuel. What else? I mean, a baseball bat wouldn't be bad, like Lucille, like what Negan had. It wouldn't be bad.
Negan's the governor, right?
No, Negan is a completely different character.
Negan's the bad one.
Negan's the one that killed Glenn.
Yeah, he's the governor.
Spoilers, I'm so sorry.
Wait, who's the governor? Oh,
the governor, the
king.
eye patch. No. When they first went to, what was that place called? It was like
Sanctuary.
The Sanctuary. Yeah, governor.
Oh, that was so long ago. I don't remember that. I just remember that escaping somehow from a pot or something like that.
Yeah.
Governor. Okay, governor. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. If the zombie apocalypse starts though, like honestly, just find a big house with a big lawn.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta think, how would you wind up defending yourself if and when a swarm of zombies came, or if people wanted to come and like try to like take your survival goods and whatnot?
Right. So when you think zombies, what do you think? Because I feel like there's a lot of different portrayals of zombies, right? And the IQs vary. Some zombies know how to open doors.
True.
Some zombies crash their head into doors.
But the thing is, if you look at like the old original, like what's the word I'm looking for? I guess the blueprint of zombies from things like Night of the Living Dead, like they're coming for you, Barbara, like that kind of thing. It's kill the brain, kill the ghoul. The zombies are slow. They're just flesh-eating, brain-eating creatures. But then when you look at things like World War Z, they're like genetically mutated to be able to jump and run and chase things and be
like
intelligent.
Resident Evil.
Exactly. Resident Evil, Left 4 Dead, like all these kind of things. So I don't know what the real zombie apocalypse.
You okay?
No.
Okay, there, buddy.
I don't know what the real
Long day?
apocalypse would be. Yeah.
Long day.
What's your weapon of choice?
I don't think I'd look for a weapon. I think I just try to get like a big mansion, metal fences, security system, underground like pathways.
A bunker?
Yeah. Is that asking for too much? I don't know. Some people have they have nuclear fallout shelters. Like Post Malone talks about this all the time. He's super into it, and he found somewhere in Nevada where like if the world was to see a nuclear war, the nuclear winds wouldn't be swayed in that direction.
Interesting.
There's a place in Nevada, apparently, according to Post Malone.
Time to look into real estate.
Is that something that you're actually considering?
I mean, the thing is, okay, so I do believe the world could come to end in so many different ways. One of them being nuclear war, but definitely one of them being the zombie apocalypse. I really do see a likelihood for some kind of...
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
You think people will actually become zombies? And
not necessarily dead and become reanimated, but do you remember this one disease?
Salts.
That thing that happened with the cannibalism, the guy eating someone's face in the street.
Bath salts.
But then there's this one drug, I think it's called crocodile, actually. It starts rotting you from the inside out.
It's a drug called crocodile?
Yeah. Don't look it up if you don't like graphic stuff, but there's a drug called crocodile, and it starts rotting you from the inside out, giving you the appearance of a zombie. Like, everything just starts decaying.
Wow.
I like looking into these things. So
that's crazy. That's like, wow.
I mean, we already had traces of cannibalism in living people. That's a thing people do. Cannibalism is a thing, whether it's cultural or whether it's brought on by like some kind of like illness, so to say, or like drug abuse. But, I feel like it wouldn't be impossible for zombie-like beings to eventually.
No, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Crocodile's really interesting. Wow. To be so addicted to a drug that you literally see yourself atrophy and you keep doing it. That's insane. Wow. I looked at a list on YouTube recently, and I think so like it was like serotonin levels, right? And how the level of happiness you can achieve. I think the last thing on the chart was a drug, and the thing left to it was falling in love. And it was a mile apart. It wasn't even close.
Huh.
Yeah. So I mean, they may do things for you in the short term, but do you want to live with the long lasting outcomes of it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to live with my body becoming atrophy.
So so there are all kinds of emergencies out there that we can prepare for. Take a zombie apocalypse, for example. That's right, I said, then they spell out zombie apocalypse. You may laugh now, but when it happens, you'll be happy you read this. And hey, maybe you'll even learn a thing or two about how to prepare for a real emergency.
So they have a list of things that you need to do before zombies or hurricanes or pandemics, for example, actually happen. So first of all, you should have an emergency kit in your house. This includes things like water, food, and other supplies to get you through the first couple of days before you can locate a zombie-free refugee camp. Or in the event of a natural disaster, it will buy you some time until you're able to make your way to an evacuation shelter or utility lines are restored. So below are a few lines, and they have a list. So an emergency packet or an emergency kit should include water, 1 gallon per person per day. Food, stock up on non-perishable items that you eat regularly. Twinkies are non-perishable. I learned that from Zombieland. I actually learned that from Zombieland.
Right.
Medications. This include prescriptions and non-prescription meds, tools and supplies, utility knife, duct tape, battery-powered radio, etc. Sanitation and hygiene, household bleach, soap, towels, clothing and bedding, a change of clothes for each family member and blankets, important documents, copies of your driver's license, passport, and birth certificate, first aid supplies. Interesting. You know what they always like go looking for in zombie series?
What?
They always go looking for some kind of antibiotics.
Yeah, you're right.
Are antibiotics just like a general thing that you could just apply to any kind of like illness?
I don't know, especially when it comes to this fictional kind of like dead and reanimation kind of thing. I don't think anything we have in existence at the moment would be an antidote, so to say, or would reverse the effects of being bit or prevent like zombification.
Right.
But
have you heard of what is it? Nano thingies that heal you.
Thingies that heal you.
Yeah. No, I swear, there was like nanotech.
That heal you.
Healing wounds with nanotechnology. So they're saying that, look, it repairs organs.
Huh. Interesting. So it's like a little bot that goes inside your body and like...
Yeah, and it starts like duplicating itself. Or I that's what I think.
To be like regenerative to like different like skin cell tissues and stuff?
Yeah, and they can regenerate a whole organ. Within weeks, active blood vessels form, saving the legs of the mice.
Interesante.
Isn't that interesting? So eventually this nanotechnology thing, I'm not exactly quite sure what it is or educated with it, but this could become a worldwide solution for so many problems.
True.
What would be the probability of needing a liver transplant that's 50% of survival when you can just rebuild your own?
But the question is, how long does it take for it to regenerate?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
It's also a thing.
Because depending on how long the person has left, like the probability of them living, how many more hours or days or months. If you can get the nanotechnology in time, it could regenerate like the damaged part of the liver before.
Right.
But
I wonder how that works. You would just cut off the part that's infected or has the problems?
Well, fun fact though, with the liver specifically, the liver is one of the few organs that can actually regenerate itself.
And so if I cut off my liver, I can regenerate it? Because on the black market, it goes for $455,000.
Yeah.
No, I saw an article. It said the heart is $1 million, and then the liver is the second most sought after organ. It's like
the liver is
$500K.
regenerative. I don't know about anything else like the pancreas or like
That's so interesting. Wait, what about people with liver diseases then?
That's a really good question. Because maybe too much of the liver was damaged to cut off where it's damaged. Because, it's like you'd only cut off so much of something for it to function.
Oh, like you can't cut off half of the lizard's body for its tail to regrow.
Exactly.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back into the article.
Science. Let's see. So you need to come up with an emergency plan after you have established your emergency kit and made all the needed steps and whatnot. So let's see. It needs to include like where would you go and who would you call if zombies started appearing outside your doorstep? Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. You can also implement this. Leave me alone. Implement this plan if there's a flood, earthquake, or other emergency. You need to identify the types of emergencies that are possible in your area. Besides a zombie apocalypse, this may include floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, other natural disasters.
Right.
If you are unsure, contact your local Red Cross chapter for more information. You need to pick a meeting place for your family to regroup in case zombies invade your home or in case your town evacuates because of a natural disaster. Pick one place right outside your home for sudden emergencies and one place outside of your neighborhood in case you're unable to return home right away. Identify your emergency contacts. I feel like that's a given.
Right.
Make sure you list those out. Also, any out-of-state contact you might need. Plan your evacuation route. I feel like that's the biggest one you would need.
Evacuation room. Are we talking like shelter, like fallout shelter?
Evacuation route.
Route.
How you would go, where you would go.
Like let's go to the middle of the mountains here
Basically,
where there's nobody. Interesting. But don't you think it would be best to stay in the city due to the fact that everyone would be relocating to those areas?
That is very true, but then it begs the question of what kind of zombies would they be? Would they be the kind of zombies that are like dogs and could smell you? Because if so, staying in one place would not be a good idea. Because if you're the last living people in this area, all the zombies are going to come to you.
That's true. That's actually kind of true.
It just depends.
So relevant, Huh. Okay, anyway, they also say, never fear, the CDC is ready. If zombies did start roaming the streets, CDC would conduct an investigation much like any other disease outbreak. CDC would provide technical assistance to cities, states, or international partners dealing with the zombie infestation.
When it comes to the zombie apocalypse, my question is, how fast would things spread? And what is the likelihood of it spreading outside of like, I don't know, a state within a day?
There's no way you're going to contain that.
Yeah.
If it's what we're imagining it to be and what it portrays itself to be in these movies, that's the end of the world. There's no way. What? In reality, a disease like zombieism would generally be very easy to contain? Convince me, okay? With the zombie epidemic, you would immediately know who was infected. There will be no moral Really? You don't think it'd be morally ambiguous? If your husband or your wife or the person or your father or mother became a zombie, you don't think it'd be morally ambiguous to put a spike through their head?
I mean...
Really? Okay. I don't think you thought this one through.
I mean... The thing is, see, I've thought about this as well.
Yeah,
the thing is though, Would you want your loved one to carry on as an undead being living off the flesh and brains of the living, potentially to be killed by somebody else? Or would you put them out of their misery and therefore be safer?
So that's one way to think about it, but then you got to think about it in a different aspect. What if you could just trap them in a room and they don't need food anyway, leave them there, lock it down?
What, have a pet zombie?
Watch, but when the cure comes out, what if a cure comes out?
True, but the thing is, see, what I wonder is how long can zombies go without feeding? Because it's like, you know, they're already dead and they're slowly decaying as it is. What happens like when everything decays? Like, let's say their bones are falling apart, they can't walk anymore. Like, what happens after that?
I don't know. I just assumed that if you'd be cured, like it would eventually de-atrophy.
I mean, maybe not so much kill them, but do what they do in The Walking Dead, cut off their jaws and their arms like Michonne did when she had the walkers and the leashes.
Well, then how are they going to talk?
Well, if they're dead.
Look, listen, this is my thing. What if, wouldn't you, okay, see, my problem with there's no moral ambiguity with it is the fact that if there was a cure, then for the rest of your life, you would be questioning yourself, what if I just trapped them in that room? Because you don't know when the cure is going to come out. If they're saying the CDC is as effective as they think they're going to be, what if a cure comes out within a year, 2 years?
So maybe don't cut off the jaw. Maybe just get one of those, like, I don't know, a muzzle of sorts. And I don't know, like restrain their arms. Keep them in that room so they can't get up and move and bite you. That's it. Just as long as they can't bite or grab you, that's what you got to do.
I would just leave them in a house and probably just never come out of that house and just lock it out from the outside.
But then, you know,
I mean, come out of that house and just lock it out from the outside. Just leave them in there until the cure was, you know.
But, you know, what happens if they were to break free? And then as soon as you open the door, it's like, oh, hello.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I think I would feel guilty for the rest of my life if I knew that there was a way to save them and it was someone I cared about.
True.
So no moral ambiguity? I don't think so. Whomever this may concern. All right. And now that we have discussed the zombie outbreak, would you survive?
I don't know. In conclusion, I'm like, would we survive or not? I personally feel like I would survive until I gave up. I feel like I wouldn't, okay, maybe not survive, but I would fight to survive.
What would push you beyond the, I'm going to give up breaking point?
I think at the point where absolutely nobody that I know was left. Because
like
I mean, for me, it's not so much I would live for myself. I just want to live for others. That's kind of how I am in general.
Okay.
So when it gets to the point where nobody I know, love, and care about is left, it's like, okay, then bye.
Okay. I
Free
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't survive either.
But would you fight too? Or like, would you just stay in your little mansion with your pet zombies?
I probably wouldn't want to die. I mean, I feel like everybody at one point in time when it breaks out, they're going to try to run. They're going to try to fight.
True.
But I don't know. I just see myself being the first character to trip on something and die. Yeah. So we're going to go into some questions for today. And the first question is...
would you rather be able to talk to animals or be able to speak all languages?
That's a hard one. What would you do?
I mean... I feel like in our line of work, being able to speak all languages would be very beneficial.
Right. But just imagine the amount of content you can make if you could speak to animals.
You could just have little... can you imagine, like, you just have, like, birds bringing you clothes in the morning, like Cinderella, like, you know.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You'd literally be Cinderella, or like Snow White. You just have animals do your bidding.
I mean...
Like squirrel, go attack. Wow,
I love that's what you thought of first.
That's so... Actually, yeah, I think animals might be better.
Really?
What if animals hate us?
Animals probably do hate the human race. But I would like to speak all languages.
Yo, you know why pigeons in Korea don't
Why are they so scary here?
So they don't move, right?
No.
It's because they're blind. That's what I heard.
Really?
They're deaf and blind or something like that.
Because, like, for those of you who don't live in Korea, might not know, people are, like, terrified of birds here, specifically pigeons. For me, I've never been afraid of birds, but then here, pigeons don't care. They will just fly at you. Yeah,
they don't move, like, even if you're, like, next to them. And I heard it's because, for some reason, their senses have been dulled here in Korea. I don't know exactly why. But in America, as soon as you get, like, within 15 meters, they jet. They're out of here. Yeah. I thought they were just brave. Question 2. Why do you feel so tired on Mondays? I would love to answer this question, but I don't know when Mondays are anymore. So
Yeah, everything just kind of blends together like a nice little watercolor painting.
yeah.
I don't know anymore either.
You finally get it. You just get up when they tell you to get up. You get in the car when they tell you to get in the car.
Yeah, it's
You go to shop when they tell you to go to shop.
It's how it is.
You get on stage when they call you. And you go home and sleep, and then you repeat it all again the next day.
But do you sleep? We talked about this. We talked about this. Do you sleep?
Do you sleep? You don't sleep. No. Have you not been sleeping still?
I mean, the other day I did sleep after the award show because that was a long day.
Right. You deserve it. You won an award.
Thanks. But I mean, it differs. It differs.
I really think it's an anxiety thing.
Yeah.
Because there must have been a lot of anxiety for you, especially even getting on stage.
Oh yeah.
Did you give your speech in Korean?
Yeah, in English.
Oh. How'd it go? How'd it go?
Good.
It went well?
Yeah.
Okay. I questioned that. I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, actually this leads up to the importance of mental health and anxiety being a real thing. And we need to educate our youth and adolescents about this before the actual attacks come.
Right.
So that we can, preemptively block the problems. Do you know where I'm going?
Preventative measures, yeah.
Yeah, preventative measures. Lots of measures. Lots of them.
Measures, yes.
Yeah, lots of those.
Yes.
You know why? Because I am running a campaign on September 15th with Represent called From Friends in coalition with Jed.
Wow.
We are making merchandise, just your typical t-shirt, hoodie, sweatpants, cap, right? It's not really about the clothing or the items, but I decided to do this for my birthday because I felt like this birthday I can give back and I can feel good about myself. You know what I mean? So we're doing it in partnership with Jed, and we're running a campaign where it's to basically just spread awareness of mental issues and how things could really affect you, to our youth especially. Because I realized, having my condition, that ever since I was younger, I've had anxiety. I've had sparks and many incidents where it would have been clear cut that I have a problem if I had been educated. So that's what we're raising money for. We are going to try to help the youth, and together we will fight anxiety all around the world.
Yes, that is good.
YouTube.com/EasyMusic.
Yes. Okay. So make sure for future episodes that you send your questions in with the hashtag HDIGH, and let us know what should be our next big question to search for future episodes. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at The Dive Studios, and you can find full episodes of YouTube on YouTube at youtube.com/divepods, a few days after the audio posting, of course. And we do have a TikTok, which is The Dive Studios. Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that content? If you did, there is more. Please download the full podcast on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dive Studios. Don't forget to turn notifications on to hear and see all your favorite clips as fast as possible.